Have you ever had a conversation where you and the other person heard the exact same words,
Oh, yeah.
but somehow you walked away with completely different understandings of what just happened?
All the time.
Right, like you're in the same room, you're hearing the exact same acoustic data,
Yeah.
but 3 days later, it becomes glaringly obvious that you both attended completely different realities.
It's incredibly frustrating.
It really is. It's like you might as well have been speaking different languages.
And it happens everywhere,
Yeah.
especially in fast-paced environments.
Exactly. So, welcome to today's deep dive, because we are taking a magnifying glass to this specific, highly frustrating phenomenon.
It's a pervasive issue.
It is, and our mission today is to explore why our conversations break down so often, even when everyone has the exact same data, and how to instantly remove the tension from those confusing interactions.
Because we've all been there.
Yeah.
You deliver a clear brief, and the other person's takeaway is just so far removed from your intent.
You just wonder how they got there.
Right. You wonder how they arrived at that conclusion.
So, to figure out the mechanics of this, we are looking at a really fascinating piece of source material today.
Yeah, this is a good one.
It's a transcript from video 3 of a series titled Why Conversations Fail Because of Perception.
Right.
And before we get into the framework, let's introduce the creator. His name is Markus Sieg. And to honor the original German pronunciation of his name and his firm, we should actually pronounce that Markus Sieg.
Markus Sieg.
Right, exactly. Markus Sieg is the founder of a corporate communication firm called NAVORES, which is pronounced NAVORES.
NAVORES. Got it.
And he is also the author of the communication guide, Talking Won't Fix It.
Which is such a provocative title.
It really is.
Because we are culturally conditioned to think that talking more is the solution to everything.
Right, if there's a misunderstanding, just communicate more.
Exactly. Over-communicate. Use better vocabulary. But this methodology argues that adding more words to a broken dynamic just makes it worse.
Okay, let's unpack this, because this is where the massive paradigm shift happens.
It really is a shift.
The core premise of the NAVORES approach is that we have to stop focusing on the words themselves.
Right. No more rhetorical tricks.
Exactly. Instead, they look entirely at the inner state from which people speak, listen, and react under pressure.
Which is huge.
It is. The foundational aha moment here is that when communication breaks down, it's usually not about the topic. It's not about bad intentions.
And it's definitely not about intelligence.
Right. It is purely about perception. We don't just listen to words. We listen through our own internal system of perception.
What's fascinating here is how this redefines the whole anatomy of a misunderstanding.
How so?
Well, most of these problems don't start with the words. They start with how the mind processes what it hears.
Right.
We assume everyone listens the same way we do, like a microphone just recording a track.
But it's an active filter.
Exactly. It's highly filtered.
So I want to ask you, the listener, to think about a recent misunderstanding in your own life for a second.
We all have one.
Oh, for sure. Think about how frustrating it was. Because once you see this internal perception system at work, those confusing conversations suddenly start to make a lot of sense.
And the relief is that these differences aren't just random chaos.
No.
They follow highly predictable patterns.
Predictable patterns.
Yep.
Which brings us to the first one, defined by NAVORES. We're going to call this perception pattern type A.
The immediate processors.
Yes. Let's look at exactly what happens in a type A system. When a type A person hears something, their mind immediately starts working.
Instantly.
Right. So while the other person is literally still speaking, the type A's message sorting system is already running at max capacity.
It's parallel processing.
Exactly. The message is being sorted, evaluated, compared to existing beliefs, and a response is being prepared, all while the speaker is still talking.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, we have to clarify a crucial point here.
Please do, because it's easy to judge this.
It is. It's so easy to look at that immediate processing and think, oh, they're just impatient.
Or they're a bad listener.
Right. But this does not happen because the type A person is impatient. It happens because their internal system is literally built for immediate interpretation and reaction.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Precisely. To them, engaging with the data instantly is the definition of active listening.
It reminds me of downloading a file on a computer.
Okay, yeah.
Like, if you're a type A, as the data is streaming in, your computer is already sorting those files into folders. It's running the antivirus scan. It's opening the application to read the file.
All before the download even hits 100%.
Exactly. It's highly efficient for that system. But here's where it gets really interesting.
Because they aren't the only type in the room.
Far from it. This brings us to the second perception pattern, type B.
The open processors.
Right. So explain what happens in a type B system when they hear the exact same words.
So a type B system hears that identical acoustic data, but their internal state remains open for a moment longer.
They don't sort it instantly.
No. Instead of that immediate sorting and evaluating, they let the statement exist for a while.
They just let it hang in the air.
Yes. They stay with the words themselves. They need to absorb the full scope of the message before they form a clear reaction.
It's sequential. Intake first, then evaluate, then react.
Exactly. And we really need to defend type B here against some common misconceptions.
Because they get penalized for this a lot.
They do. This delayed reaction does not mean the person is slower.
Right.
It doesn't mean they're less intelligent, and it doesn't mean they're passive. It simply means their cognitive architecture is oriented toward perception first and reaction later. Accuracy over speed.
Accuracy over speed. That's a great way to put it. So what stands out to you listening right now?
It's a great question to ask yourself.
Yeah. Are you naturally a type A, sorting everything immediately and drafting your reply? Or are you a type B, letting the words sit and making sure you have all the puzzle pieces before you start building?
Most people can identify their baseline pretty quickly once it's laid out like this.
But knowing your type is just the setup. The real drama, the clash happens when these two types try to talk to each other.
This is where it all breaks down.
Right. So what happens when a type A talks to a type B?
Well, they both hear the words correctly.
The acoustics are fine.
The acoustics are perfect, but they are listening from completely different internal positions.
Let's break down that disconnect. Picture the micro moment the speaker stops talking.
Okay.
The type A is already one step ahead. They've been working with interpretations and reactions the whole time. They are ready to volley back.
They're standing at the net waiting for the ball.
Yes. But the type B, because the talking just stopped, they are just now finishing the intake phase. They're still processing the original message.
They are transitioning from listening to evaluating.
And this exact moment, that silence, is where the familiar feeling of talking past each other begins.
It shatters the synchronization.
Completely. And it breeds this mutual misunderstanding. Both types start making terrible judgments about each other.
Let's look at it from type A's perspective first.
Okay.
To a type A, that silence from type B is intolerable. Type B seems slow.
Right.
They seem unclear or like they're unwilling to get to the point.
Because to a type A, speed equals engagement.
Exactly. But from type B's perspective, it's just as bad.
Oh, I'm sure.
To type B, type A appears incredibly impatient. They seem reactive.
Yeah.
Or worse, it feels like type A isn't really listening at all because they're just jumping to conclusions.
They feel steamrolled.
They do. And the great irony here is that both of these perceptions feel completely logical from the inside.
But they're both wrong.
Simultaneously, both can be wrong.
Yes.
Type A isn't being dismissive and type B isn't being slow. They're just operating on different timelines.
So we have to completely remove the value judgment here.
Absolutely.
Neither system is better or worse. It's not about who is right or wrong or who communicates correctly.
They just reflect different internal architectures, like a Mac versus a PC.
Exactly. The problem isn't the types themselves.
No, the root of the problem is that people do not realize these differences exist.
They project their own operating system onto the other person.
Right, and when the output doesn't match, they assume it's a character flaw.
So what does this all mean? How do we fix this if we can't change our cognitive architecture?
Well, you don't need to manipulate the conversation.
That's a relief.
And you don't need to change your personality. You just need to understand what is happening inside the other person's mind.
It's a shift in awareness.
Exactly. Just recognizing which pattern you were dealing with is a profound shift.
So if I'm a type A talking to a type B, I just need to give them that 3 seconds of silence.
Yes. You accommodate their timeline. You realize the silence isn't a void. It's a live processing environment. Don't interrupt it.
And if I'm a type B dealing with a type A,
You realize their rapid fire isn't an attack. It's how they engage. And you can just vocalize your state. Say, give me a few seconds to process that.
just saying that provides the type A with the data they need to relax.
Exactly. Understanding this simple dynamic removes a massive amount of tension.
In relationships, workplaces, family conversations, everywhere.
It brings a sudden, incredible clarity to human interaction.
It really is like a cheat code once you see it.
Yeah.
So, to briefly recap our deep dive today.
Sure.
Conversations fail because of clashing internal perception systems, not bad intentions. Type A immediate processors and Type B open processors collide, and it causes massive friction.
But just recognizing the types neutralizes that friction.
Exactly. Now, Marcus Sieg leaves off the Video 3 transcript with a bit of a teaser.
He does.
The next video in the NAVORES series will actually explore what these patterns do to conversations over time.
Why discussions escalate rapidly.
Right. Why conversations completely derail into conflict despite everyone having good intentions.
I can't wait to dig into that one, but this raises an important question right now.
What's that?
Well, we've been talking about verbal language in real time, face-to-face or on a call,
Right.
but think about the modern medium of communication. Rapid-fire text messages, Slack channels, emails.
Oh,
In those digital environments, the processing time is completely invisible to the other person.
yeah.
You can't see the cognitive labor.
First you see the typing bubble.
Exactly. So how might these mediums distort or amplify these type A and type B clashes even further?
That is fascinating.
Are we basically forcing type B processors to act like type A in a digital world just to keep up?
Because the medium itself demands immediate responses.
Right. The latency is stripped away.
That is a brilliant thought to leave you with today. If our internal perception systems dictate our reality, what happens when the tools we use don't allow those systems the space they need?
It's something to definitely mull over next time you're waiting for an email reply.
It really is. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We always love exploring these frameworks and sharing these new perspectives with you.
It's been great.
Take this new lens into your next conversation. Look for those type A and type B patterns. And until next time, just remember to listen to the timeline, not just the words.